then there is something they know we don't know. So from Tuesday, the Nigerian workers will be withdrawing their services, because if the president of NLC and his team, because we are using him, he's the, like the churches we say, the point of contact. Hundreds of innocent workers were brutalized. Their phones taken, their monies taken, their purses, wallets taken, and most of them hospitalized. He is just the figurehead of what transpired. And as we speak, not a single arrest has been made.
The NLC sent a delegation to Imo, headed by Athan Achonu, the current Kebbi State governor, to reach some understanding with the governor there. And on the basis of that, we vacated the secretariat of the NLC, but before then, nothing is there now. We destroyed all seats, all computers, every document there, including photographs, files, documents, belonging to NLC, were destroyed by thugs sent by Uzodema. The secretariat was constructed and donated to the NLC by Athan Achonu, his predecessor, or he destroyed it. After vacating the office, we continued to engage him. He signed an agreement, with the NLC delegation led by Athan Achonu, current Kebbi State Governor, Comrade Mubaja, Williams, Biobele, and I think TUC General Secretary late Lawa. And that agreement up to date has not been implemented. I wasn't the NLC president then. It wasn't politics. My predecessor was not playing politics by asking that the workers he described as those workers be paid. That was the situation. And when I emerged, we were here to even review these issues when the governor now attacked workers during the state delegates conference of NLC. The state delegates conference of NLC takes place in all the states of the federation in the country, including the FCT. It was only in Imo that the governor, after the Commissioner of Information called me to tell me that they don't want a candidate in that contest. And I explained to him that we don't put people out whose union has sponsored, that if they have a candidate, they should keep on supporting their candidate. But we can't tell people not to contest because the governor prefers the other candidate. The governor sent talks that day, they disrupted the election. I called them to continue with the election. They continued and they sent policemen to disperse them. We appointed the caretaker committee and responded. Some people who call themselves elders asked for 2 weeks to resolve the matter. I appealed to the neck of the NLC that people, these are from my state, they say the elders need 2 weeks, and that they say they have discussed with the governor. In 2 weeks they will address this matter. That 2 weeks went into, I think, almost 40 weeks now. The so-called elders have not said a word. We behave as if it's business as usual. On May 1st, when the workers gathered again for May Day, the governor sent talks again. They withdrew all police and civil defense people that were brought there and attacked the workers. Many of them were hospitalized. This time around, it was equally not politics. It was not equally not that the workers were campaigning for anybody. Still on the issue of those workers and those he has not paid for 3-4 years. Now after that, the NLC met severally and asked us to give him another 14 days since there was an agreement reached after that action. And in the agreement, the governor was specifically asking for the draft and was using his hand to cancel them. At the end of the day, saying, let it go, since that is what he wants. Between that May till now, the governor didn't say a word, no meeting, nothing. And when we sent him a letter issuing another 14-day ultimatum, he approached the court. And part of the affidavit he swore was that it was because he has been so busy. That is why he has not implemented the agreement. But at the end of the day, he didn't get any restraining order before we started going. There is nobody in this country, the security agencies, that didn't know we were going to Imo. We wrote them. We wrote the DSS, we wrote the police, we wrote everybody. And then when we got there, the event started unfolding. We addressed the workers and told some of them that came that Sunday with complaints that they have not paid them for years. And we said that will happen tomorrow. Ask all the people they were owing to come out, since the governor was saying he has paid everybody, so that we can assemble them for the governor to see the thousands of people, assuming he was not aware. It was in the event of doing that the following day that we got a report that workers that arrived as early as 7 a.m. were picking up their properties, their belongings, their phones seized. Some of them with broken eyes. Because of that, at around 9, that I went there with the assistance of about 20 security personnel. I was in the secretariat of the NLC and called some journalists to join, and then some of the officials of the NLC, so that we can address the press on the situation in Imo. It was then that the police led other people, those uniform, mufti, and they came and withdrew about 20 security personnel that were there, would cry to guiding us. And then the policeman arrested me and handed me over to talk. One of his small, I don't know whether that one is sergeant or inspector, said, okay, why don't you take him? Don't hand him over to these people. He shouted on the sergeant also and said, come on, shut up. And that was how they dragged me on the floor, took me to this bus Imo, and about 7 people. I can't explain the beating, but they tied my nose, tied my eyes, tied everywhere, and were hitting me with all manner of documents. And they were asking me why I was challenging hope, that I should just say my last prayer, and that they were taking me to call it Joaba River. That's where they threw me. That was in the process. I didn't know how the same people carried me to police headquarters. It talks with their boss and brought me down there. And the police people were standing outside as if they are waiting for a common criminal. But that wasn't the end of my journey. When I got there, they transferred me to another bus, to where they call Tiger Base. It was there that they brought out even what they call court order and started interrogating me. There I gave statement. Even in the pens, I was pleading that I need to take some medical attention. They interrogated me for hours. I think it was in that process that they got a call and took me to the office of the Commissioner of Police, who now ordered that I should be taken to police hospital. The rest is now story. Gentlemen, that is exactly what happened in Imo, that I find myself here now, and I think we'll give glory to the Almighty God, I wouldn't know what other report, but whosoever has been collecting the money of Imo workers and calls himself elder and is eating that money, is eating blood money. Whosoever is keeping quiet, whosoever is writing any trash on top of the workers, some have died. There is a case where a man and the husband died, both teachers. Nobody has paid them a dime, on and on. The governor, in his statement yesterday, said, I've never come to maybe greet him as my governor. I have never gone to see any governor in my state up to this moment, and I will not. You can't be owing workers, and they'll be seen, coming to sneak in and out with you. And then the next thing people will say is that there is compromise. Athan Achonu was there, Ruta Sokocha was there, Chikudema, find out from them. I don't go there. It's something everywhere. So I don't think whether that should be an offense, for him. And he said, I'm playing local politics. I don't know the word that is local politics. I'm not a card-carrying member of any political party in Nigeria. And as a governor, he should be in the position of some classified information. To say, Ajero is a member of PDP, Ajero is a member of APC. Just as said here, I've attended 2 rallies in my life. One was that of Athan Achonu, who happened to be APC. And the other one, Nasiru in Ketu, which happened to be APC. I've attended 2 inaugurations in my life. The same way in Edo for APC, and the same way in Ketu for APC government. So I don't understand what is meant by playing politics or political game. But I thank God that I'm alive today. And whosoever has diverted the workers' money, wherever it might be, has diverted blood money and has attracted generational costs. The same thing with those justifying it, either through their write-up or whatever. So gentlemen, I don't want to be emotional about it. That's where we are today. And I have come to tell you that I'm alive here today. I don't know whether there are families that have the exclusive preserve to contest election. Or because if I'm NLC president, whether my family is banned from contesting election. Is that what you are trying to imply? Since I'm NLC president, none of my family members should run for election. But let me answer you direct. I'm not sure that anybody from my village, I'm not one of family now, is even contesting for councillorship election. I want to take it beyond my family members. And if at all they are contested, like you said, and they have lost out, lost out, is it before the election or what? So if they have lost out, what's the issue? Because I listened to people who, especially Bayo Nonuga, who said he's writing for presidency. And I know that he lacks the capacity to write for the presidency. I practiced journalism with Bayo Nonuga through the better days. And tell him, I said that he's a transactional journalist. And that there's a difference between guerrilla journalism and civil journalism. Tell him that I said that. He was with the news and I was with the Vanguard newspapers. So he can't be going into mercantile journalism and be dropping people's names. He should have known the importance of evidence, either in law or journalism. When you say somebody is going into politics, practicing politics, you say he's a member of party ABC, or he attended this political meeting, or he attended this political rally. He provided evidence, or he made a statement to say vote for candidate A or B. There must be something. You can't just be a press assassin. and you think it will go well with you. But anybody that is supporting the non-payment of workers' salary, him and his family, if they work, they will not eat. That's the mission we are on. It's a divine mission. If the whole world gather against this mission, comrade, they will all suffer for it. That people will stay 1 year, 2 years, they are not paid, and some people are using grammar to cover it up. It's not done now. All the people that have died in this process, their blood will be upon all these people supporting it. If he is writing for the party in government, the person that was killed in Imo State, Gulag, is a member of their party. Why have they not asked question who killed Gulag? Why have they not asked question why the former governors in Imo State have only been attacked? Which house was attacked? Shot at. Ikebu Hakim was attacked, shot at. Achonu has never gone near the state for a long time. Why are people not talking of the way people are being wasted in Imo? This other Ike Imo, his house was burnt, his uncle killed, everything he has burnt. This one that was talking yesterday, and that's the situation in Imo. And somebody is somewhere using flowery words, to cover evil. Anybody that supports evil, whatever you are, evil will be waiting for you. The person is attracting generational curse. We are on a divine mission. So that's the extent. I don't have anybody, any family member or whatever running for election. But they are free to run if they are interested. If I want to run for any office tomorrow, I will pick form of any party. Now, from the person that asks, there is no law that forbids a civil servant, public servant, labor leader from contesting election. But even though most of them knows that I'm not in the ballot for this election, I'm not running for any office. So why is it an issue? I'm the government that asks whether we got permission. In the case of Muhammad Buhari versus the police, where the issue, even Kanifo had severally gotten that order, where the issue of permission before we proceed, the appeal court was clear about it, that you don't need permission for protest or rally. Clearly, you only inform them to say this is happening and for them to give you protection. The law is clear. When you write them, it's for them. And in the case of the DSS, they asked me for my itinerary, and I sent it to them in their headquarters here, that I will be at the airport this hour and go to the office. And the following day, I will come to the office and start the rally from there. And that was my itinerary. And they didn't stop it. Because it's good I respond to this. And I didn't see any of their people, apart from those that destroyed the TVC camera. And now for you, ask of yourselves. And some media organizations that their workers are being humiliated. 2 TVC staff there were handcuffed. They were handcuffed to the police. I think it was at the police that they removed the handcuff. And they were playing politics with Ajero. The TVCs, 2 of them, and the TVs have kept criminal silence up to this hour, that their staff were handcuffed and carried to that place, when the only offense was to come and cover an event. Is that equally politics? Why has the NUJ not said a word about the humiliation of journalists? Why has TVC kept quiet up to this moment about what happened to the journalists? This goes on and on and on up to this moment. And for the comrade that asks about whether that is the end, not even my death could have stopped the struggle for the payment of those workers. Not if I had died in the process, the people that will take over will be more daring. And that's what we do. And that's why when you hear us say the struggle continues, any of the deputies here or any other person that will take over would have been more decisive in handling the issue anymore. So nobody is backing out. It's a question of allowing truth to prevail. The people you are owing, you pay them. At the stage, I told the DSS in Abuja here that the head mistress of the primary school I attended is retiring this month, and she has not been paid for 4 years. And that they had equally invited her for promotion interview, which means she is not a ghost worker. And that there is no other head mistress in that school. And you know that this is the head mistress of this school up to this moment. And that I'm from that state, and that I receive millions, thousands of calls on this issue. If I'm not from that state, people will not call me. I will not know. I can say the governor has paid them. The governor is right. But these are facts that are on the ground. And until you clear it, it will still be there. On and on. And some people were asking of time. Why is this time? In March, when they attacked the workers, was it during political era? In May, when they attacked workers, is it political era? Now, if he loses this election, will the new person listen to us? If a governor has not paid for 4 years and you kept quiet, the new person now comes. The first thing we will ask you is that, what were you doing for the past 4 years and you are disturbing me? But today, you and I and every Nigerian knows that Imo workers are owed. Sorry, the Imo people they classified as ghost workers are owed this number of months. And you can't divert that money to the so-called elders forum to pick their medical bill, and you will not pay the workers, and they will be supporting you. That one blood money. So, comrade, I don't know whether there's any other thing you wanted me to say about this, you know. So, if not, I think. Thank you.
So, the issue of your state of health.
Well, my state of health is not something that an ordinary person that is not a physician will go into. I think it's only a physician that can give a medical record, either to certify me fit or not fit. But at least as a human being, you know, I've come to, because this coming out shows a lot. There are people that are angry, you know, but at least they know that at least I'm alive. There are people that have been wondering whether I'm still alive.
And then the country or not?
Yes, whether I'm in the country or not. And the person asks about medical treatment abroad. The NLC is one of the pan-Nigerian organizations that have been talking strongly against medical tourism. We believe that all these politicians, when they have headache, they travel abroad. When they have fever, they travel abroad. At the risk of even my life, I will try to take medical attention, get medical attention here, except if it becomes absolutely necessary. Thank you very much.
Until the workers there are rescued from the evil and inhuman treatment that has been meted out to them. And part of that pressure was to get every member of the affiliate of NLC and TUC to withdraw their services. And we knew there were liaison attached links between the two big cities in Nigeria and Imo State, Lagos and Lagos and Abuja. So what the two centers did yesterday was to search for the tunnels through which Imo State conducts its evil business outside of Imo. And we found that some of those tunnels can be linked to Abuja Airport and Lagos Airport. So we tried to isolate those tunnels and cut off that supply. So, and you recall that we did say from Tuesday, midnight on Monday, every Nigerian worker across the Federation will withdraw services, because as we speak, the Nigerian government has kept criminal silence over the torture, humiliation, brutalization of its citizen, a citizen that has global stature. But there have been calls from all over the world to verify what transpired, what is the state of Joe Ajero. So if people from across the world are calling and their own country is not speaking, then there is something they know we don't know. So from Tuesday, the Nigerian workers will be withdrawing their services, because if the president of NLC and his team, because we are using him, he's the, like the churches we say, the point of contact. Hundreds of innocent workers were brutalized. Their phones taken, their monies taken, their purses, wallets taken, and most of them hospitalized. He is just the figurehead of what transpired. And as we speak, not a single arrest has been made. Nothing. So we can't continue like this as a nation. If they want to be killing their political elite without responding to it, we won't let them sacrifice innocent Nigerian workers for nothing. So from Tuesday, midnight of Monday, every worker affiliated to NLC-TUC will be going on strike. So what you saw yesterday was exactly part of the decisions we took at the INEC meeting. Thank you for coming. Do have a wonderful weekend.
Far-fetched. We saw what happened during the presidential election. 2 weeks after the presidential election, there was a magic called election in March. APC could not even garner 25% in Imo State. And suddenly, 2 weeks after, this lady, and it's alleged that she and some of her cohorts wrote 27 local governments in the LG Secretariat and awarded that to the APC. Every other right-thinking person would even wonder, why, how would an APC controlled state that did not win 25% in the presidential election? Is that not very glaring? You could not garner 25% minimum for Asiwaju, your president, in the state, but 2 weeks after, you got 27 over 27. I mean, there are things you don't, I think it's just a joke taken so far. You don't insult the sensibilities of Nigeria. It is clear that the woman lacks everything, and more so, every other person, all the parties have lent their voice. We are not saying, okay, fine, even if you say you've not been found wanting, there's nothing against you. Well, for this particular election, all we have asked INEC, we didn't say, let me go and bring my aunts. I didn't say, let me go and bring my staff. Neither is that what PDP or other parties are asking for. All what we're asking, just like the IG of police has done, demonstrated, the IG of police rightly put it, I want to show neutrality. It's not an indictment. Yes, we accept whatever thing you call it, under any name. All we are asking Professor Mahmood is remove this woman, if for nothing else, for neutrality. If all the parties have come out to say remove her, we don't want her to supervise or superintend over this election. We're not asking, we're not selecting for INEC who to choose. All we're asking is remove this woman. You have the right to choose whoever you want to choose as an institution. But the people are telling you, please remove. So two things are involved here. If all these parties have told Professor Mahmood, remove this woman, and he is not doing it, two things. It's either the prof has gone deaf or the prof is compromised. Either of the both. Two things. We are not going to give you anybody. We are not suggesting anybody. All what we are asking you is, please, Prof, remove this woman, redeploy her. After the election, whatever you want to do. But for this election, we have seen what happened during the presidential election. And we're asking you, please, this is a very crucial election. And you don't want it to, you don't want anything to happen that you cannot control. all the parties have come together to pass a vote of no confidence.
Right, okay, I'm just going to...
Sylvia, go.
Right, I'm going to come in there because INEC is obviously refusing to budge. They're saying that your complaints are based on suspicion, not fact. I mean, if the things you're asking for aren't done, what happens on Saturday? How do you see those things affecting the elections?
So basically, if Professor Yakubu continues to keep this woman telling Nigerians there are no facts to that, I mean, all you can tell a blind is that there is no oil in the soup, not that there is no pepper in the soup. So it is clear, it is glaring that he is compromised. Before this election, all what we are saying, give us any other person but this woman. Select from your own. You have a lot of electoral commissioners. Select from any state. Remove this woman. That's all we've asked him. And I don't think that is anything difficult to ask. Okay, you've not found anything. Behave like the IG has behaved. Just do it for neutrality. Let people believe that, okay, you're showing good faith to the public. After all, I mean, this institution is also being funded by taxpayers' money.
Imo State, I could pray, cause there's no other place I go. Now to Manaba, I get to Imo State.
Why I am running for governor. On November 11th, 2023, Imo citizens will have the opportunity to elect a new governor to steer the affairs of the state for another constitutional term of 4 years, beginning January 15, 2024. Against the background of recent massacre of innocent citizens, kidnapping, and wanton destruction of property in our dear state, the forthcoming election will provide Imolites an opportunity to reverse the current trajectory of inept and ineffective governance that have practically destroyed the hopes and aspirations of our people. As widely acknowledged, the basic indices for measuring human development have largely been in retrogression. Before the advent of the APC administration, Imo was a very peaceful and progressive state on the threshold of economic resurgence and prosperity. Unfortunately, we have witnessed in the recent past a descent to anarchy and lawlessness that has turned vast swaths of our homeland into abandoned spaces for criminality. Today, Ndi Imo no longer visit their villages, and traditional ceremonies such as burials and weddings now hold outside our homeland. As a consequence, the economy of Imo State has totally collapsed, resulting in capital flight, divestment, and business failures. Our healthcare delivery system remains severely challenged and incapable of providing access to affordable care for our people. Whereas Imo State was recognized as a center of excellence in education, the state's age-long reputation as the citadel of scholarship and learning has been completely eroded, with the state now in an unenviable position of having the least level of investment in education among the states in the southeast and ranking 35th out of the 36 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This represents the worst performance in the history of the state and that of the entire southeast. Across the three senatorial zones are decrepit rural and urban roads that symbolize the infrastructure deficit that the state has faced under the APC government. Youth unemployment has assumed a worrisome and unprecedented dimension, with joblessness fueling a recourse to crime and drug addiction by vulnerable young people. And in virtually all conceivable sectors, hospitality, tourism, food and energy, security, industrialization, etc., the state has largely underperformed despite its endowments and potentials. Tackling the development challenges arising from this parallel state of affairs requires a new type of leadership attuned to the realities of the people's existence and capable of galvanizing them in a new direction. The leadership that the people yearn for must be capable of restoring trust in government and building a consensus on the way forward. I dare say that confronting the myriad of challenges we now face require honest, bold, and courageous leadership committed to the people's welfare and overriding interest. I have painstakingly reflected on the current challenges facing our dear state and equally sought an understanding of what needs to be done to reverse the trajectory of inept leadership and governance that has befallen us as a people. The office of governor is one that comes with a lot of responsibilities. Principally, it is a role that seeks to pull the people together in the direction that will enable the collective pursuit of their welfare. The position requires a consensus builder with an understanding of what needs to be done to provide effective governance in all spheres of the people's life. All through my life, I have committed to the welfare and interest of those I have come across. In addition, over the last 15 years, I have been in the vanguard of Akururo philosophy, and to which end I have committed my personal resources to the industrialization of Imo State. My commitment to the common good has never been in doubt. And it is my utmost belief that given the opportunity and privilege to serve you as governor, I will be completely dedicated to the development of our dear state by creating sustainable pathways and enabling environment for the return of normalcy to the security situation in Imo State, thus paving the way for increased investment in Igbo land. This is what I intend to offer. In response to the desire of our people for a patriotic and selfless leadership committed to their security and welfare, I, Senator Athan Achonu, have made a decision to present my humble self for consideration as governor of Imo State in the next election. May I therefore humbly solicit your support as I embark on this historic journey to serve our people.
Chineke na-ejipụtara m ka ndị ehicha ndị ụmụ anya mmiri ka ndị mmadụ na-alarụ ụlọ na-enweta ọrụ. Ụmụaka anyị bi n'ime ọhịa ebie ka anụ ọhịa ha bacha n'ụlọ ha ga-ebiri. Imo State wala mbakwe, Imo State wala ndị kara aka, Imo State wala ndị ọganihu na-eji adị mma. Onye ntụkwara m akpọpụtara unu ga-emere niile ndị a dị mma. Onye nwere aka ọrụ, onye na-adị bleaching cream oteghị, ọwa agụ otu aka, onye eji aga ọgụ a, onye agbara nwa agụ aka n'ọdụ na ọ dị ndụ. Gọọmenti Imo Steeti ji anyị emeghe mugu. Mbitonu n'umugo aga m eme industrial estate abụọ na each zone. Nke bịazie Owerri zone, ọnwa eke nọ n'Owerri nga a ga-arụzi mema ya ọfụma, etinye otu ebe Ngọkpala and airport a international cargo airport a nọ na Ngọkpala aga m eme ya arụ ọrụ antachara ahụ tochie ego kemgbe mbakwe otu cargo plane adabụ nga ahụ. Ọwụghị ọma
wepụta onye bụ okwu ome Senator Athan Achonu Neji.
I go to Aka, the only person that's on Imo State. Tell them that Prince Kennedy said it. The only person that's on Imo State to my honor. You can verify his wealth. He will tell you something. All the things he told me, he did it with me.
Ugbu ọ ga-aka mma maka aga m create jobs. Onye m na-arụ, onye m ma anyị ya. Ebe ga anyị n'ụmụnụmụ unu ga ebe ahụ ọ dị ka ala bekee. Ọwụ gọọmenti mere unu ga-amaziri ihe m ga-eme ma m jide ego gọọmenti arụrụ ọrụ. Mmemme n'otu afọ Imo Steeti niile ga-enwe ọkụ 247. Athan Achonu abịala m idozi obodo.